Welcome back to Out of Controllers. Today, we're doing the Daily Grind.
Oh, are we? Is this the first episode of the Daily Grind?
You bet it is now.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, guys.
Yeah. Isn't this a nifty time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say it and start it. I don't know how long it's going to be until the segment's over, but, you know, I just thought it would be a fun thing to do, finally, because we talked about it months and months ago, at least for us, where I was like, hey, what if we did keep in all the grindy bits, but we made them a different series?
Which is like, for Pokemon, it lends itself perfectly to that, honestly.
It does.
Just because so much of it is wandering around in tall grass until you find what you want, particularly when, you know, I'm doing this thing where I'm like, trying to find very specific Pokemon, some of which are hard to find, like this goddamn Mankey.
Yeah, also, audience, if you're coming into the Daily Grind before you watched any Pokemon episodes, we're trying to make a boy band out of a Pokemon group.
Mm-hmm. Dan doesn't know what Pokemon I'm going to be throwing into that. Matter of fact, I don't think I do either.
Well, we'll figure it out.
I mean, I've got, and like that's the thing, is for that particular challenge, what it is like, I'm not supposed to know what it is beforehand, and Dan doesn't get to know what's going to be in my group until I catch it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have to figure it out, and I can't really I can't brainstorm with Dan about it, so probably a lot of it is just going to be me finding Pokemon, going, this might work, catching it, and, you know, then finding something better down the road and being like, never mind, that was a bad idea. Yeah. This is better.
This is like the whatever, because boy bands do that too, where it's like, oh, this one group guy doesn't actually seem to be doing all the things we want him to do. Mm-hmm. Kick him out of the band, or he leaves and does his own thing for like 2 labels, maybe. I don't actually know that much about boy bands, but I'm assuming that they break up a lot.
I mean, maybe, like, not even just boy bands, like a lot of bands.
Yeah,
like,
bands in general, because people have artistic differences, and like, getting 6 people to have similar artistic goals is difficult.
It's really hard.
God, now I'm thinking...
All right.
And now we're going to cut it, so back to real episodes.
We're back.
Yeah, all right.
So we caught the Mankey. We had to switch back over to the real show.
We did.
We won't do that a ton, I think.
No.
Like, right now, I'm just going to be grinding to get my Pokemon...
A little stronger?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is my Mankey. I know you can't tell from this angle because
it's just
shit.
a brown bloopy bloop. It's got 3 bloops.
But yeah, this is my Mankey.
Yeah. We named it the Tough.
Because he's the tough one in the boy band. Like the, you know, the kind of meaner, like, meh.
Yeah. I actually looked up the boy band type things while we were doing an episode at some point.
Yeah. You weren't paying strict attention?
I was, of course, paying strict attention. But it's like the bad one, the interesting one, the one you take home to show your parents.
Okay.
And it's like all these weird-ass things. I think I closed it again now, but...
Well, that kind of makes sense, because like there's the bad boy one, there's like the kind of the cuter, sweeter one, there's the one that's kind of like quirky and like has something unusual about them that you didn't
the
expect.
goofy one.
Yeah.
And the interesting one were 2 different ones for some reason, but that was in like... I think they were using NSYNC as an example or something. The baby face was another one.
Oh, well, that would be the cute one.
Well, yeah. So we got that down.
But yeah, I'm just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, that's legit. Now let's think of another thing to talk about while we entertain people who just want to listen to some background Pokemon battles.
I mean, sure. What do you want to talk about?
Well, what would be... Can you think of a type of Pokemon that you would like to see in a game that they haven't put in?
Well, that's kind of hard because, oh god, type, like, I think I've thought about this before, but like, all of the basic elemental groups are kind of already in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have air, water, fire, and earth, but you also have, like, not the Western idea of what the elemental groups are, so you also have, like, metal and...
Poison.
Poison and mud and, like... like kind of the in-between combinations of these various things. And, you know, there's also then electricity, and there's dragon, and there's fairy, which I have issues with, but that's me.
We mentioned that in another episode also.
But, like, so that's, I don't know, I struggle with that just because, like, maybe light.
Light?
Or, like, maybe that's what fairy's supposed to be. Because I know that fairy is strong against dark, so maybe it's... And, like, a lot of their attacks are light-based, like moonbeams and sunbeams and things like that.
That's true, they kind of are.
So maybe fairy is supposed to kind of be like light.
That might be it. Like airy, light, and cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
clarify the thing we brought up in another episode.
We've cracked the code, guys.
Bam! We know what fairy type's for.
But like, yeah, but like, part of it too then is like, if I were to introduce something else, everything would get all wonky doodle and out of balance, and you have to figure out what it would be weak against and what it would be strong against, and there's like, what, 18 types?
Yeah, probably.
And so like, that just is a whole mess.
That's true. I think I'd want to introduce time, though.
Oh my god, your bait and Kaido's trash.
Bait and Kaido's trash as heck. Because also, it just seems to be, like, a particular power of a lot of Pokemon. Like, Celebi, Dialga.
Unknown, kind of.
Unknown, kind of. And, like, so it's just, like, it's a thing that some Pokemon can do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really elaborated onto, like, why they specifically can.
Yeah.
Like, beyond their, like, typical vague Pokedex mythos, where it's like, Celebi is a time type, like, just Celebi is a guardian of time, whatever, we don't care. And, like, Dialga is, like, a time dragon. But I'm like, what if that was, like, a type? And it could be, like, fire could be better against it, because, like, time could be partially things of, like, slowing you down, and, like, fire could be a fast thing.
Or like,
flying.
Electricity would be.
Yeah, or, like, electricity or flying. Like, all things that are really dealt with movement, but, like, it could be strong against, like, grass types.
Why?
It could, like, pause time around them so they can't grow. I don't know.
Maybe.
The logic would have to... So, like, the thing about it all is, like, the theory of it all is kind of difficult to grasp anyway. Like, I remember there's some comic about how to remember, like, type advantages in Pokemon, and you get to some of them where, like, ice beats ground, and some person's like, you know when, like, the water goes into the ground, and then it gets cold, and the ice expands, and then the ground breaks? It's kind of like that. And, like, they're just, like, bullshitting it, because they're like, there's gotta be some kind of logic. And then then the next one is like, fighting is 1/2 strength against flying. And then the person just says, do you know how hard it is to punch a bird? And I'm like, I mean, legit. But also, that's not sensical. Who thinks about punching birds a lot?
I mean, you do when you're designing a game.
That's true. And like, you have to come up with some kind of balance. So it's like, Pokemon did a great job of sensibly putting them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Time.
How they pretty well put together, like, type advantage stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, and I'm like, I really admire that, because it was, like, 1995, and they still kind of made it intuitive for, like, hey, grass beats water. And I was like, oh yeah, because grass grows because of water.
I mean, like, some of the ones that, like, you were talking about that you didn't think they sounded intuitive. Like, for me, when I found out that ice beat ground, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Just because, like, if you think about permafrost, like, I didn't think of it in terms of, like, you know, the ice breaks the ground. I thought of it in terms of ice freezes ground so that it can't do anything.
Oh. Okay. That's fair.
And, like, in some cases, it's kind of a stretch, or it's like, why? But, yeah, like, but by and large, it's not too confusing.
Yeah. That's legit.
And, yeah, like, that is a good point. Like, it is really intuitive in a lot of ways. And if it's not, like, figuring out explanations isn't usually too hard.
Yeah, it's just like, let me think about this for a little while because, you know, I'm 4 years old and I got time.
You played this when you were 4?
No, it didn't. I know it came out when I was 4, but, like, it came out around, I must have been real young when we started playing it. But, like, you know, a really young kid can play this.
Yeah.
And they got all the time in the friggin' world. It's shout out to all you young children. Also, don't watch this show.
Yeah.
I curse a lot.
He curses like a motherfucker.
Wow. I was trying to make the poignant message. I mean, also, if you want to watch this show...
Well, alright, actually, you know what? I want to talk about this really fast.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with children swearing.
Yeah?
I don't. I'm actually really... I have a big beef with this, actually. I'm more upset with, like, you know, cute, innocent childhood, like,
Being
insults.
preserved?
No, insults, actually. I'm really upset that as a child I was taught that it was more acceptable. Like, it wasn't super acceptable to say this because, like, you're not supposed to be mean to people, but it was more acceptable to say something was lame or dumb or stupid than it was to say it was shitty. And I think that's really problematic because lame and dumb and stupid are all ableist.
Yeah. It's like, let's make fun of this person's ability to speak, walk, or be intelligent in a way that, like, is systematically appropriate.
Or, like, you know, just to be neurotypical.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
like, also saying something's crazy isn't necessarily
Yeah.
wrong. Even though that is also still, like, an ableist slur.
Yeah, and so I'm really upset that as a child, I was taught that that was acceptable to do. That I was taught that, like, it's okay to put other people down for their abilities and to, like, tell other people that they're bad because they remind me of these people's disabilities.
Yeah, as opposed to, like, a term that is typically just like, man, this situation is just ridiculous,
Or,
and
like,
I think it's bad.
This situation reminds me of the stuff that comes out of my butt.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's not particularly
It's
nice.
gross, and I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Like, that's not particularly nice, but it doesn't hurt people in the way that saying something is dumb hurts people.
Yeah. It just, like, can make you think about a bodily function if you're an adult, and then you're like, oh.
And it's, yeah, and that's, like, so it's just, it infuriates me that people are like, children shouldn't swear, but it's fine for them to, like, use ableist language.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, it like, in our lives now, that's pretty much flipped, where it's like, we really shouldn't say those things, and I say fuck a lot.
Yeah.
You can probably, if I had better editing capability, I'd put up a counter of how many times I've said it throughout this entire series. But also, that would take me a long time to listen to.
It really would.
Because we're pushing 300 or so videos right now.
Wow.
By the time this goes up.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Or like 350, possibly at this point.
150 or more to see. Anyway.
Yeah, sadly, we do not have more videos than Pokemon. Someday,
soon,
though. Soon.
Someday soon we'll have more than the original 150.
We have more than the original 150.
Not up. Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, we do. Wow.
We have like
All right.
300 up.
I'm great at this. Anyway.
You definitely check all the tweets.
Definitely. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks for watching the first Daily Grind episode.
See you later. Sorry it was a hot mess, you guys.
It was a little bit of a hot mess, but hope you liked it. And
Yep.
there will be more of this.
There will. Tons more. Because
bet.
we're playing Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.